All right, people, let's talk minimum wage. It's a hot topic, kind of like that spicy sambal you get at the mamak. You know, the kind that makes you sweat, but you can't stop eating. Basically, it's the legal minimum an employer has to pay you. It's set by the government to ensure fair compensation. Think of it like a safety net, making sure your hard work puts food on the table. It's there to protect the most vulnerable workers. But here's the catch. While it aims to help workers, it also impacts businesses and the economy. Some argue it can lead to higher prices or even job losses. So is it a magic bullet or a recipe for disaster? The debate is ongoing with strong opinions on both sides. Let's break it down Malaysian style. We'll look at how it fits into our unique cultural and economic landscape. Now, we're not just talking theory here, folks. This is about real people and real lives. This is real life, impacting millions of Malaysians. From the cities to the rural areas, everyone feels the effects. We're diving deep into the micro and macro effects, looking at businesses, workers, and the economy as a whole. How does it affect small businesses versus large corporations? We'll examine the evidence, the arguments, and the potential solutions. What are the pros and cons? Are there better alternatives? Because at the end of the day, we all want a Malaysia where everyone can thrive. A place where economic prosperity and worker well-being go hand in hand. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the micro level. Imagine you're a small business owner in KL running a kopitiam. Minimum wage goes up. Now you've got to pay your workers more. Sounds great for them, right? But hold on, your costs just went up too. Can you raise prices without scaring away your loyal customers? Maybe, maybe not. This is the tightrope small businesses walk. Higher wages can cut into their profits, forcing tough choices, reduce staff, cut back hours, or even close shop. Some might invest in automation, replacing workers with machines. On the flip side, happier, well-paid employees can be more productive and motivated. They might stick around longer, reducing turnover costs. It's a trade-off, my friends, a delicate balance. So, how's the minimum wage playing out in Malaysia? Well, it's a mixed bag. Since its introduction in 2013, there's been a lot of debate. The World Bank, in its 2019 report, highlighted that while the minimum wage did increase earnings for some low-wage workers, it also led to job losses, particularly in the manufacturing sector. Meanwhile, the Malaysian Employers Federation has argued that the minimum wage hikes have put a strain on businesses, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs, already grappling with rising operating costs. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Some studies suggest that the minimum wage has helped reduce poverty and boost consumer spending, which benefits the economy. It's complicated, like a good Tailoring. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the macroeconomy. The minimum wage isn't just a number, it's a powerful tool that can shape the entire economic landscape. Think of it like this: the minimum wage is a stone thrown into a lake. It creates ripples that spread throughout the entire economy. These ripples touch various aspects of our daily lives and the broader economic environment. One ripple is aggregate demand. More money in workers' pockets means more spending power, right? This increased spending can lead to higher sales for businesses. This can boost demand for goods and services, potentially leading to economic growth. But hold on, there's another ripple: inflation. When businesses face higher labor costs, they might raise prices to protect their profits. This is a common reaction to increased operational costs. If this happens across the board, we get inflation, and your ringgit doesn't stretch as far. The cost of living can rise, making it harder for everyone to make ends meet. It's a delicate balancing act for policymakers. They must weigh the benefits of higher wages against the potential for increased inflation. They need to ensure the minimum wage supports workers without throwing the economy out of whack. Achieving this balance is crucial for sustainable economic health and prosperity. Section 5. Minimum Wage and Inequality, a Malaysian Story. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: income inequality. Malaysia, despite its economic progress, still struggles with a wealth gap. The rich are getting richer, and the gap between the haves and have-nots is widening. Can the minimum wage help bridge this gap? Proponents argue that it can lift low-wage earners out of poverty and reduce income inequality. However, critics counter that it might not be the most effective tool. They argue for targeted approaches like progressive taxation and social safety nets. The evidence is mixed, and the debate continues. Section 6. Navigating the Minimum Wage Maze, Malaysia's Regulatory Landscape. So how does Malaysia actually set its minimum wage? Well, it's a bit of a process. The National Wages Consultative Council, a tripartite body representing the government, employers, and employees, plays a key role. They review the minimum wage periodically, considering factors like the cost of living, inflation, and productivity. The latest revision, which took effect in 2023, sets different minimum wage rates for Peninsular Malaysia and East Malaysia. It also introduced a higher minimum wage for employers with more than 5 employees. This tiered approach aims to balance worker needs with business realities. Section 7, Policy Toolkit. Tailoring solutions for Malaysia. Okay, so we've covered the good, the bad, and the complicated. Now, what can be done to make the minimum wage work better for Malaysia? One idea is a tiered minimum wage system, tailored to different regions and sectors. This recognizes that the cost of living and business conditions vary across the country. Another idea is to provide tax breaks or subsidies to small businesses struggling with higher labor costs. Think of it as giving them some breathing room to adapt. And let's not forget about skills training programs. By equipping workers with in-demand skills, we can boost productivity and wages in the long run. It's a win-win situation. Section 8. Beyond the minimum wage, investing in human capital. Look, the minimum wage is just one piece of the puzzle. To truly empower Malaysian workers and build a more equitable society, we need to invest in human capital. That means quality education, accessible healthcare, and affordable housing. We need to create an environment where everyone has the opportunity to succeed, regardless of their background. This requires a holistic approach, addressing not just wages but also social mobility and opportunities for all. Section 9. Conclusion, striking a balance. The Malaysian minimum wage tightrope walk. The minimum wage debate is like a good nasi lemak, a mix of different ingredients, each with its flavor. Just as every ingredient in nasi lemak contributes to the overall taste, every stakeholder in the minimum wage discussion brings a unique perspective and value. It's about finding the right balance between supporting workers and fostering a thriving economy. This balance is crucial because it ensures that businesses can grow while workers receive fair compensation for their hard work. It's about ensuring no one gets left behind while creating a Malaysia where everyone can prosper. A society where the fruits of economic progress are shared equitably among all its citizens. There are no easy answers, and the path to a fair minimum wage is fraught with challenges. But by carefully considering the evidence, engaging in thoughtful debate, and implementing smart policies, we can navigate these challenges. We can strive to create a more just and equitable Malaysia for all. A Malaysia where every individual, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to succeed, because at the end of the day, it's about more than just numbers and statistics. It's not just about the ringgit in our pockets, but the quality of life we can provide for our families. It's about the well-being of our society as a whole. And that, my friends, is the true measure of progress. A future where everyone has a chance to thrive. That is something worth fighting for.